Hello math learners! In this video, you are going to learn about rational numbers. Let's begin. The set of rational numbers consists of these following numbers. Set Q, which has elements -3 halves, -2 halves, -1 halves, 0, 1 half, 2/2, and 3 halves. The ellipsis between these numbers means that there exists other rational numbers between the two rational numbers, while the ellipsis before and after these numbers means that there are infinitely many rational numbers before and after the given rational numbers. Here is the definition of the rational number. A rational number is a number that can be written in the form a over b, where a and b are integers and b is not equal to 0. Rational numbers can be written in fraction form like 1/2, 3/4, 5/6, and 2/3, or in decimal form like 1.5, 0.26, 0.78, and 2/8. Now let us consider why the following decimal numbers are rational numbers. Letter A, 0.63 is rational because it can be written as 63/100. If you are going to divide 63 by 100, the answer would be equal to 0.63. So that means this decimal number is a rational number. Another, -5.7 is also a rational number because it can be written as -57/10. Now this time, let's learn how to express rational numbers in fraction form to decimal form. How do we express rational numbers in fraction to decimal form? To express rational numbers in fraction form to decimal form, just divide the numerator by the denominator. For example, example number 1. Let's express 1/2 into decimal form. First step, divide the numerator 1 by the denominator 2. So we have 1 divided by 2. Next, we cannot divide 1 by 2. We need to put decimal point and add 0. Make sure that the decimal points are aligned. Now, let's divide. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 5 times 2 is equal to 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. So our quotient would be 0.5 or 0.5. And as you can see, 0.5 is a non-repeating and terminating decimal. Now let's have example number 2. 11/20. Again, divide 11 by 20. And as you can see, we cannot divide, so we will add decimal points and add 0. Now let's divide. 110 divided by 20 is 5, and 20 times 5 is equal to 100. 110 minus 100 is 10. We still have a remainder, so we will add 0. We now have 100. And 100 divided by 20 is equal to 5, and 5 times 20 is equal to 100. 100 minus 100 is equal to 0. So that means our quotient would be 0.55 or 0.55. It is a repeating and terminating decimal. This time, let's learn how to express rational numbers in decimal form to fraction form. Here are the steps in expressing rational numbers from decimal to fraction form. Step 1. Write down the decimal divided by 1, like this, decimal over 1. Step 2. Multiply both numerators and denominators by 10 if the decimal number is at tens place. For example, if there are two numbers after the decimal point, then use 100. If there are three, then use 1000, and so on. And the last step would be to reduce or to simplify the fraction into lowest term. Let's have examples. Example number 1. Express 0.35 to fraction form. Step 1. Write down the decimal divided by 1, so it will become 0.35 over 1. Next, let's multiply both numerator and denominator by 100, since there are two numbers after the decimal point. So it will become 35 over 100, because 0.35 times 100 is equal to 35, and 1 times 100 is equal to 100. Now, the last step, let's reduce the fraction 35 over 100 to simplest form. So this will become 35 over 100 divided by 5 over 5. 5 is their GCF. So 35 divided by 5 is 7, and 100 divided by 5 is 20. 7 over 20 is already in simplest form. Example number 2. Let's express 0.8 into fraction form. Again, step 1, let's write down the decimal divided by 1. Step 2, multiply both numerator and denominator by 10 since there is only one number after the decimal point. So 0.8 over 1 times 10 over 10. 0.8 times 10 is equal to 8, and 1 times 10 is equal to 10. Now the last step is to reduce 8 over 10 into lowest form. 8 over 10, the GCF is 2. So that would be 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. We have 4 over 5, and it is already in lowest form. That's all for today, math learners. Always remember, the only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics.